There she is, Vikings! Destroy the Red Death! Oh no! She sunk our battleship! Deploy the dragons! Deploy the dragons! Blimey! She took out the Grunkle! Scramble! Scramble!
Lasers? Lasers? I don't remember lasers in the final battle. On the table today at Squirrel Stampede, we have the DreamWorks How to Train Your Dragon live action Dragon Volcano Island Final Battle Pack packed with dragons. And this is your chance for your monstrous nightmare. Hookfang, the giant fire dragon, is installed in this pack. No other place. This is an exclusive to get your Hookfang. And if you weren't pleased with the real feel dragon wings, this pack has authentic potato chip dragon wing shells, really hard shells for your perfect articulation and less droopiness and possible biodegradations. So let's go through this Dragon Packed Volcano Island Final Battle Pack, see all the bells and whistles, and throw some shots back at that Red Death.
Squirrel Stampede!
Please like,
Share!
and Squirrel Live!
This is a DreamWorks How to Train Your Dragon live action Dragon Volcano Island Final Battle Pack, a Target exclusive. Probably one of the best package designs yet. One giant sized Viking boat, please. And this final battle pack might just be everything all you need in collecting your How to Train Your Dragon live action, as it contains Toothless, Stormfly, and Hookfang all together along with the riders. Oh, and Meatlug too.
Great Odin's beard! The Grunkle is okay! Now, let's form Dragon Drawn, Defender of the Vikings! Oh, oh no!
Now we've already flapped around the real feel dragons, and I liked them. I like the realistic dragon feel wings, but a lot of you have said, you know what? I like classic dragon plastic shell wings. And the dragons contained in the Dragon Volcano Island Final Battle Pack have your traditional plastic wingage. So if that is your preference, you may just want to seek out this battle pack over the single pack real feel dragons. And if you'd like to check out my review on these, go ahead and check back in on those, as I really enjoyed these too. There's so much to check out for live action, right? And we haven't even got to hug and glide Toothless yet, a softer figure that you can launch and soar into the sky. Plus, there's so much more. But today, I'm favoring this as my third most favorite item after the real feel dragons and the giant Red Death, which we had just looked at prior. So there is a lot packed in with this set, and it's actually a reasonable price at $49.99 over at Target exclusive. If you break those numbers down, it's probably a better deal than if they were all single carded. Inside with exclusives, this is where you're going to get Hookfang this time, which may sour you if you're a big Hookfang fan and only wanted a Hookfang. You kind of have to get everybody else. Luckily, the Toothless is a little bit different. By the way, even the backsides of these boxes, special attention to this Viking ship design. It's so incredible. I hate to rip this open.
Dragons! Initiate Operation Red Death Wedgie! Now we're showing him true Viking powers! Ha 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 ha!
This is kind of one of those packs you almost want to have a couple of. One to leave in box because of the positioning. It's just such a radical Viking attack group. There's so much motion going on in here as they're ready to flight off deck and probably take on the Red Death. I honestly don't really know how to begin unboxing this one. I think I'm going to start with the layers and go with Hookfang first. As we have not seen Hookfang yet, let's see if we can cut this monstrous nightmare from the package. Well, it appears we only have half a fang of hook, the rest of it behind pack, so we will have to dig into the back of this thing. Thousands of hours were apparently poured into the packaging of this one. I don't think there's any going back and saving this Viking ship. And here we go, the inner package working. Maybe if I knock out a Meatlug, I'll get some room. And how about a Night Fury? Who knew Vikings would be so well at package design? Finally getting to the back end of this. Ah! At last! At last! Oh, I wish I could reuse this backdrop somehow. It is so beautiful, but it's kind of scuffed up now.
Now, dragons, the wet willy of Red Death. Make its ears extra uncomfortable. Ha 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 ha!
Finally can get to some wings of Hook. What a challenge. Accepted, of course. There's our other wing side and a tail. And I suppose we gotta get Snotlout out too. He's our first Snotlout figure. Overly tightly got stuck. Yay! Well, this is certainly an experience of unboxing I'll never forget. And pop in a wing. Yikes, this one is huge. In some ways, I could see why they exclusified him, as it is so much larger it would never fit in a normal-sized average pack. Hookfang is enormous. And in a really wide-scale, funky position, too. It's gonna take a little time to familiarize and figure out what's the best way to pose this one. Easily with these wings, the largest Hookfang we've seen on channel, maybe by a factor of 2. Or at least 1.5 times larger than typically normal. We can fold these wings in, but really, we're looking at, what are we looking at? Almost 22 inches of wingspan. And then head to tail, another 20 inches. This is one giant-sized pizza of a dragon. I guess if we fold his wings back like so, maybe we could get some room? Would that work? And it still stands. So that might be one way of positioning, with your front wing arms kind of tucked in by its back feet. That might be a way to do it. Because over flat just starts taking up a lot of room here. I'm really glad they gave us the ability to outstretch these wings. That is helping a ton. Maybe kind of what I like is one and the other. Having one wing up flat and one wing up back. As for Hookfang's design and paintwork, pretty darn hot. Obviously a burning red-orange body plastic with some blue marbleization plastic going through, and some great blue tiger striping down those top wing panels. Then to the head, lots of detail into the head, with Hookfang's horns a darker charcoal black, pink mouth tongue, some tan here and there on the teeth, and good eye detail tiger striping down the neck. The rest of the body though is kinda just flat, mainly using that speckled granite-like style plastic going. The head is fantastic, but the mouth doesn't close, so that's kind of unfortunate. I really would have liked to have hinged in there. They give you such high detail with the movie series though, it's pretty neat. And thankfully no projectiles again. None of these have had projectiles this time around, giving them more realistic, less mechanical features. So again, because of Hookfang's size, articulation can get a little weird, especially in the dragon wings. We've got post-articulation up at the shoulders to rotate and reach out, which is very helpful. So again, you can have him folded flat for flight and or standing with them pulled back. And then this other point to fold the wings in. So pretty good rotation there. Play with as you will. Back hips are rotationable about 45 degrees, not too much in there. The tail is locked in tight. And that really is all the articulation. Again, a head point there would have been really nice in the jaw or neck. There's nothing even in the neck. It's a lot of solid plastic, a lot of space takers. But I gotta kinda say, it's one of my most favorite Hookfangs made, just for its veracity.
Now, dragons, for the final touch. Pink belly, pink belly, pink belly, pink belly. The Red Death cannot withstand the pink belly, pink belly, pink belly.
Let's take a look at Snotlout here too. You know, out of the figures we've looked at so far, Snotlout might be the most non-goofy looking. There's a pretty good balance to this one. I like his helmet, with the dragon or ram horns kind of twirling out from the top. It's not as bad as the hat hair they gave Hiccup. His face is just kind of plain looking, not grumpy or somber that we got from Astrid. Just a good balanced figure. Kind of fun bringing back a previous, wow, he's huge. A previous Snotlout. This new guy just doesn't seem as hunky fat and muscular as what we got with the old Snotlout figures. Perhaps that'll translate better on screen. And so with all of these, they've got articulation up at the shoulders and hips, and then you can kind of position with the holes in their hips up on top of your dragon. It kind of works half the time. Sometimes you'll pop a ball joint, and then you can bend these knees back a little bit for a little better comfortable positioning. A little awkward here, a little awkward, but there's plenty of saddle room with a Snotlout. Less impalage like you get with a Stormfly. And of course we can do a barrel roll test, the most important test. Can these two withstand each other within flight? And I think so. I think they can. And so for a quick Hookfang revisit through the ages, here is the original 2010 Hookfang, obviously a little more animated from that first line of dragons. I think it had a feature of like move the head down and its wings would flap. These wings are constantly falling off, by the way. But such a great looking animated Hookfang there, Monstrous Nightmare. One of my favorites, if those wings could just stay put. Then things get a little more confusing. I think this is a Riders of Berk Hookfang. It feels like that style from there. Got these cool deployable wings and will shoot discs, which are buried somewhere in the projectile box. But a pretty good action Hookfang toy. Wait, that's not Hookfang, that is from Creatures of Eldrador. If you ever saw my Dragons video of going through the gameplay of this, was pretty cool, so check that out. And then I got this Hookfang here. I liked how he was standing and sitting. There's also one in green where he's unfired up. I like this one though, just because of its kind of more of a casual Hookfang. I'm trying to remember where this one came from though. I'm sure it's in the video feed somewhere, but really nice, just standing, chilled out Hookfang. Couple more? Okay. I think we teased this one earlier with the crazy wings. This was probably a How to Train Your Dragon 2 Power Dragon, as they kind of had a little bit of a transparency thing going, and you could just kind of feel the feel of the Power Dragons, but this one also had these really cool flip-up wings. Very gimmicky. This one must be the smaller scale Riders figures, where you have a smaller scale figure on there. I kind of like this one though. He's got a great face. Probably the most largest and animated faces out of all the Hookfangs. Oh, and there's the rare Hookfang in green, unflamed up. So these two, I can't totally remember how these two came to be and why I had one of each and how that was. Probably picked it up because it's such a rare thing to see Hookfang non-flamed up. And then randomly I have this Zippleback in a flamed wheel. That is not Hookfang, not Hookfang at all, but maybe my chance to mention where is the Zippleback in these toys. The only thing I've seen the Zippleback in so far in plastic is inside the Dragon Catcher set, the miniature micro scale. We'll catch up to these in a little bit too, but there is my first look at an appearance of Belch and Barf in green, double-headed Dragon Zippleback. They must be saving them for maybe a second release of Dragons later on in the year, I hope, because the hideous Zippleback...
What?
Zippleback? The hideous Zippleback is a much needed 5th dragon. For the flight team, you gotta have it. And it is a missing glaring smudge to this Dragon Volcano battle pack. We'll find one. So all in all, a pretty good movie-verse action feature of Hookfang and Snotlout. So let's see what the battle action pack gave us with Hiccup and Toothless. There looks to be enough differences on these duo to make it worth it to get a second set. Mostly on the body about the same, but now we've got the plastic shell wings that I think a lot of people actually preferred over real feel because you can position them higher in flight mode. With real feel, they always sag down, so with this ability to position, rotate, turn, it just works. And these are nice thick wings. There's a little bit of green in there, I think. I'm seeing a little green, maybe, mostly charcoal black dragon, but somehow I'm seeing some sort of extra grayish green aftercolor. And this Toothless actually has the painted tail with the classic red fin there, the red fin repair with the dragon skull symbol. Previous one was just in brown, so we've got a little better update there. I like the red tail. And the only other difference I see here is the head. This Toothless's head has the inability to open jaw. It is always in kind of a gaping, half-open look. So no articulation on this jaw like we saw with the previous, but I'm able to rotate. I do not believe I had rotational abilities there. Body style, though, is about the same. And as for Hiccup, now we've got a battle-injured Hiccup. Although we previously over-injured the other action figure out of removing from package, this one actually has the change up on the foot there, his Viking swap of a new leg. Other than that, they are fairly similar. This one has left a leg on the other Toothless. Yeah, this guy's hair is a little bit out there, but yeah, they're about the same. So there's some good adjustments with this one, especially if you like the plastic wings, although this tail here has been in package for so long it curls on in. I'm going to have to leave it under the Book of Dragons for a while to flatten it out. So switching places with Meatlug. I'm kind of surprised they added Meatlug into this pack. They could have easily skipped this Gronkle and none of us would have really noticed, as they have also skipped their rider Fishlegs. Perhaps the factory just had an oversupply of Gronkles. So I think Meatlug out of all the dragons has kind of been the most, what is that? Toothless takes almost an identical look, and Hookfang is looking pretty similar too. Stormfly just appears more movie realistic, like lifelike realistic, with added detail, but Meatlug sure went a different way. Not very green, the eye placement is different, the over-under bite is different, just a different looking dragon. There are a couple short differences though between this Meatlug and what we just opened the other day with the real feels. And you could bobbly see that right now. Meatlug combo pack with Fishlegs had that bobblehead. Whoop, ha. It's so mesmerizing, it's so mesmerizing. And it just never stops. It just never stops. Get this if you live in an earthquake zone. Then you kind of know. If you look over and you see this head bobbling, get under a table. And then we've got real feel wings on this pack here, which actually might be the best real feel wings because they always spring back up because they're so light. But this version are your plastic chunk wings, which you can then position and do with what you want. I suppose since we don't have a bobblehead, we have a head that rotates. But no Fishlegs rider, so it is again very odd they placed this one into the pack. I know there is a single carded Gronkle. I'm curious if it is the same as this, or maybe that one I think is saddleless. Let's check here on the back of the Squirrel. Yeah, I think this one here, or single pack Gronkle, has no saddle, but also a bobblehead. There's so much. There's so much weird detail. And finally, our last battle pack figure, we're looking at Stormfly, which I believe is probably the best dragon movie transition figure. It looks just great. I feel like the extra detailing on her wings, the contrast there really gives her that real life, hey, look at a dragon in live action movie versus animated going on. She's again pretty close to real feel dragon wing Toothless body wise. I think it's the same body, only this one again doesn't have a closing jaw there. No spring-loaded jaw, but maybe because of that we have rotation in the neck. They kind of switched it up, giving you a little more articulation there. And then the wings are plastic shells, which you can move and position how you wish. Keep them up in the air, keep them down. Just don't squish them under the weight of other dragons so that you have to iron them out later. She's a really smooth looking dragon and a welcome addition in this pack. And of course included with the Dragon Rider Astrid figure. This Astrid figure pretty much the same as real feel, that's usually how it is. And they're just kind of like whoever got the honors of painting that day got different looks with them. This version, a substantial upgrade over Pouty version. She seems a little bit extra sad in this one than this one, so it's kind of cool to have an extra around now. And together they are! I wish we could have salvaged the box, the little ship design, to have them standing on it, but it is too scuffed up. Everybody together though, looking good. The highlight definitely Hookfang, and then some different variations of your favorite dragons. Seek this pack out. And so the Ultimate Volcano Dragon Battle Pack definitely goes hand in hand with the giant, with the giant Red Death. That's how they scale together. Out of everything offered for dragons, you're really going to want to pick up these two battle packs. One with the Ultimate Battle Island Volcano Pack, and then get a giant Red Death figure, because they just are so fun and so violent to have together on the table. Look at the scaling again of the ultimate giant titan Red Death getting swarmed by the 4 dragons, and maybe the Zippleback is at the break room right now taking a $5, getting some snacks at the snack bar, but you know, 4 against 1 is still some pretty cool odds, so definitely check these two out together. They look so good. They look so good.
Well, Vikings, I believe we gave the Red Death a good one for, don't you think? Ha ha ha! She won't be bothering us anymore! Viking power! But wait a second! She's rebuilt our boat! She's getting away! What are we supposed to do out here? There's nothing but this stupid volcano. Well, I guess we're gonna go live on this stupid volcano now. Bye!
So what do you know, more things still up-a-coming for Dragons, the new live action. We've got to, of course, check out the smaller scale of items. We've got the Dragon Catcher set, plus some of these interesting Book of Dragons. And Toothless is not done yet, as we've got this Ultimate Plasma Blast, Toothless, plus that really plushy Toothless, and a few other things that'll probably drop here too. So stay tuned for more Dragons at Squirrel Stampede. If you like today's video, please give us a squike, squirrel eye, but squammet your favorite new How to Train Your Dragons things that you are seeing. Thank you so much for watching. That's what I have to say about that. And don't forget to send Glitch Squirrel fan mail